Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
Hey, hey! Rise and grind for your daily news. Rise and grind, grinding just for you. Rise and grind when you don't have a clue. Rise, we've got the scoop for you. Yeah.
Oh, yep. You already know what time it is. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. This is the first time I wear this podcasting sweater in over 2 years.
Okay.
And it's still fitting. Let me know I was just fat as fuck when I had it. Can you cut your phone down, please?
Are you saying that
Cut
because
your phone down.
you
Cut-
said that
cut
because
your phone
you-
down. Thank you.
I'm playing it off but you saying that. I was trying to. Why he do like the teacher? Turn the phone.
Right.
I'm sorry. That was very bad podcast etiquette. I
Yes.
apologize.
I wish there was a podcast etiquette class so people could learn that shit. Because
Well, I think that me and Miles will be putting one of those together. So we will invite you all who are podcasters here in the Metro Detroit area.
sounds great. I don't know about that voice that she's using, but it wouldn't be me.
He's such
Ladies
a
and gentlemen,
hater.
welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. This is what we do Monday, Friday, 9 o'clock something to 11 something when Cam is involved. So, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the beautiful, talented actress, debonair as possible. She graces every stage possible, but she's not here. So I'm just introduce y'all to Cam.
Yes, I know. We ain't gonna be mad at the hater, but he was inadvertently talking about me and my Detroit repertory background and all that good stuff. But we're gonna let that go. But anywho, and I'm here with Miles.
Yeah.
And on the ones and twos, we have the beautiful, the lovely, the talented Shanti.
Shani. You gotta give me questions because I eat mine.
She got her
Keep
pink
going.
on too. She looks so cute.
Thank you. I still look like a
Cut your mic off.
I still look like a character that has not been unlocked yet, but
That's funny.
But you know,
I'm gonna rock with it.
pink is one of my favorite colors.
Thank you. Listen.
Pink and purple.
Your pink is pinky.
I know it's popping.
Thank you.
Pink is popping.
Pink is popping. Don't do your neck like that
is
again,
popping.
ever. If you would have seen what you
At least
look
I
like.
got one.
I know that's
Let it
right.
be known.
She like, look
That
at-
was a shame.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage right now is Miles No Next Dixon.
You was tongue tied to say your own name. It's Miles.
No,
The
no.
neck.
No neck.
What? That don't sound right. You said what?
That's the way it's.
Like is the
People
neck
get-
in the room with us?
People want to flex their insurance and get braces all the time. Listen,
Boo, I'm a little too old. I wish I could get some insurance.
oh, you didn't?
This the second time around. I had them when I was younger, but guess what? Insurance don't pay. You got to come out of pocket.
At least something.
They know everything. They will.
Yeah, 'cause
they
it's-
will-
Is that
It's
considered
cosmetic.
cosmetic?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this age,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Insurance ain't gonna do that.
that when you pass 26,
Yeah.
you hit.
They don't want to do what they need to do.
So
They
my
definitely-
mothers and fathers, get your child's braces while they are under your insurance.
Yeah.
They have you can
Please.
also have them on your insurance till they 26. I kept everybody on my insurance till they was 26. I was like,
Can y'all hear my
you
question?
got a child. You got a child.
Can you hear me
Come on.
question?
No.
Good. Listen.
He about to start.
Right, just
Why you
Shut
say
up.
it and then start smacking? You rude. And
Top of the top team. That's from Todd. I know,
Hey,
I
good
know.
morning.
That's my homeboy. Talk some time. What's up, T?
Shit's by for New Mexico.
Good morning,
Check us out.
Shizba.
Shizba, if you want the video and the link, just let me know.
It's the same one. It ain't changed.
It's just the same one. It ain't changed. Just let us
Yes,
know.
and it pop in. Anybody who want to pop in. Okay, my people was like, "Hey, where you at, Cam? I am here. How do I get my thing to link with my Facebook page?"
That's a whole nother class. Listen, today's gonna be a good day. It's great outside. If y'all like me, y'all need to clean out your car. Today is the day to do it. Good.
Yes.
It's gonna be
is.
sunny. It's gonna be sunny outside.
You know what?
So it's gonna be 40 something. So it's gonna feel like 60 degrees.
I just want everybody to be able to use my license plate and go to Jack's Car Wash because I have that thing where they wash your car. I can get as many washes a month.
Yeah.
I don't even use it. I want to be
I
like,
go to that too. I got the little sticker in my car.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. I used
It's
to use it
good.
too. I ran out of money.
Because car washes have went up, so essentially you're saving. You can go as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Because it ain't $5 or $6 no more. So
oh, ain't.
yeah, I feel like that pass is beneficial. I got it. I used it.
Shout out to Glow Chris,
Hey.
who make yourself known. Let us know. Tell us what you think about the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is, does being the breadwinner equal power?
Ooh. And I say, ooh. And I say, ooh. Again, because that is such a
Yeah, triple
touchy,
threat.
it can be a very touchy subject with couples.
What up, though, T?
Or
Definitely.
period. But I just got one thing to say before we start this topic. Children need to understand that they're not the breadwinner, so therefore they don't have rights.
I tell you that all
I
the time.
disagree.
Shannon.
Wait a
I
minute.
disagree.
If you living in my house and I am taking care of you and doing everything for you,
Thank
and
you.
you
Thank
Girl.
you. Thank you, Cam.
I'ma just say this: you don't have any children.
Yeah.
Yet, but when you get one, you're gonna be like, you don't have the same rights as I do because I'm making the money.
Not the
No.
same rights, but they have rights.
No, what-
They
no,
have.
let me rephrase.
They can have a voice.
Stick to your guns.
No. They can have a voice.
Like
They're
what?
human.
A voice like what?
They can have opinions.
Like of what?
They can have options.
Of what?
What do you mean? Whatever it is at hand.
I'm gonna say this:
Hell no.
when I was raising my son, he didn't have options until he got of a certain age.
Okay.
but I allowed him to talk to me. What he would say is, "Mom, can I talk to you?" And I'd be like, "Yes." He'd be like, "Before I start, I just want you to know I'm saying this respectfully." Because I don't want to get in trouble, so can I say? And I say, okay, go ahead and talk. But like you say, it's not what you say; it's the way you say it.
Definitely.
And you can give your kids a voice to be able to talk. But when it comes to certain things, they don't have a voice. You can't have a voice on
Hell no.
what kind of car I drive. You can't have a voice on telling me what I'm gonna buy you and what I'm gonna do for you. No, you. Have,
Well, I mean, that
you
makes
know.
sense. Kids
I'm-
not
that's
even
what I'm
worried
talking
about the means of
what other
transportation
voice you talking
anyway.
about? What other voice? It ain't other than no other voice the damn child
Yes,
should
it
have.
is.
What, like
They
what?
can have options on maybe what they want to wear, what they want to eat, things like
Yeah.
that. They can have an opinion. They can have a
They
choice.
can, they can have options all they want. The options denied. Goddamn.
That's not giving them realistic expectations going
But-
into the world.
But I would say this,
exactly
though.
because they don't have no option. In
No,
the
because
world.
they have to be able to make decisions in their adult life.
Okay, but what you have it's a certain age where you start. You always listen to your kids and stuff like that. But I have learned when kids are really young, you can't give them a whole lot of options.
Well, yeah, within
Yeah,
reason.
it has to be afforded to them at a certain
give a child
age, and because
bare
everybody's
minimum.
mature at different ages. Yeah, because kids will run your behind ragged. They be like, "Cause I think."
I mean,
said,"
yeah,
they
if
be
you
like,
let them, yeah, but I
Yeah,
get
you know
what y'all
I'm
saying.
You
Yeah,
gotta- you just have to maintain.
Listen, a child will drive you fucking crazy.
They will, because they don't know what they want.
A child will have your ass locked up.
Just like now, my mom, I ain't trying to be ugly. She's 83. Sometimes she can't make decisions. And I used to be like, well, Mom, what do you want? Because, you want to be respectful and be like, well, Mom, I just want to know what you want. But what I'm finding, she don't know what she want. So sometimes I just have to make a decision for her. And I say that in comparison to a child. Sometimes you got to make decisions for them because they don't know what's best for them.
yeah, I agree with that.
They
Yeah,
don't-
now real life and real world decisions, yes, be a parent and guide them and be their voice.
Oh, now you want
But they can't say, but they ain't got nothing to say about how I spend my money, though. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, they shouldn't even be worried about that anyway. They not contributing nothing. So I get that when it comes to finances. I don't even feel like they should know. Kids
Girl-
now be like,
girl,
oh,
boy,
my mama
Peasy,
got
what up, though?
taxes. Good morning, girl, boy.
And that's the thing.
How do y'all know that?
When we were growing up, our parents didn't talk about money at all. You came home, you ate your dinner, that's it. We didn't have options for dinner though. But my mother did cook every day, thank the Lord. But we didn't. She'd be like, this is what she prepared. And that's we're going to have to do another show on that because that's a whole nother subject. Because today we are talking about the breadwinner.
Well, I just seen Shannon Sharp with Wesley Snipe female ID.
We actually have a video
Yeah,
with her.
we do. And police.
I mean, she like the female. I mean, I think this Wesley Snipes in drag.
They do look like they could be related, but
Related. They the same motherfucker.
Not related. Bye.
Plies and Kirk Franklin is the same person.
Nah, they are the same person.
they are.
Wesley Snipes and
What's her name?
That is so
I
childish.
can't think of her name.
She was on a talk show.
Underwood.
Who?
Cheryl Underwood.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, Cheryl, I don't care what he say about you. I love and respect you as an artist, as an actress, and as an advocate for whatever you advocating for.
Who is that?
Because when she talk with her teeth. She just leads with them teeth.
I actually didn't know that she spoke that well because I always kind of see her comedian side on The View or whatever the case may be.
She's very articulate.
But when I saw that
girl got some horse teeth. Hey, look,
at least she got her own teeth.
Let's go to the video.
Thank you.
We about to go to the video. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show right here on Podcastic. It's me, Cam, and Shan. Boom, bitches.
That worked.
The try-on, boo.
Are you okay being the breadwinner in a relationship?
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship. You mean any man I'm with?
Yeah.
I'm not the breadwinner in the relationship.
But would you be okay if you were?
I'm not. There's no man I know from you or he got a regular job. He work at a warehouse. He is the head of the household. He is the breadwinner. I will chip in as he see fit because he's the head. Now, this is the way I was raised. A lot of women not going to agree with me.
No, they ain't going to agree with that, Cheryl.
I'm cool if you don't. But
they're about to tear you up, Cheryl. Let me say
tear me up because here's the thing. Even if I make more money, it doesn't make me the breadwinner.
Oh, okay. The breadwinner, that person has the larger voice in the relationship.
He's a man. He's going to have, this is what I believe.
But what if you got the money, you making the money?
No, this is what I believe.
Yeah,
y'all need to go to YouTube and check that out, though.
I agree with her wholeheartedly because in the Bible, we got to just break that down. He made the man first. And then the woman came from the man to be his helpmate. So what she's saying is referring to is the man is not. See, we have gotten to a society where they're like a man lords over you. Mm-hmm. We were created to walk in tandem, in partnership,
side by side.
That's why they say equally yoked. Mm-hmm. Because with an ox, a yoke is one thing is around his neck and the other thing is around the other ox's neck, so they can distribute the workload evenly, so one doesn't get have more on them than the other. And it's the same in a relationship. Even with a breadwinner, because even though a man can be the breadwinner, doesn't necessarily he could be the breadwinner, but sometimes the women could be the breadwinner. But whoever is the breadwinner should not have more power over the other.
I agree with that, especially from a man's perspective, because they're put in position to be able to lead, protect, and provide. But if you are the breadwinner, but every time you are, bringing that to the forefront of things, it's like, okay, are you really providing and protecting out of your heart or genuineness, or because you feel like you have to and now you're resenting maybe that, that mode or whatever that you're in? So
yeah, because you can't use finances to be a tool to lord over anybody. Because
you can, but it's stupid.
People do.
People do it all the time. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make a happy household.
And I think it's disrespectful as hell because every dog has their day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One day you can be up like, hey, but then we got a new president. Then next thing you know, you talking about, what you mean my money ain't coming? So who knows?
My thing is this: we living in a world where you gotta live. So I don't care who the president is or ain't or whatever. You gotta live. Do whatever you can do in your sphere of your influence and live your life and make your money and take care of your family and keep on moving. Because we ain't gonna never see none of them people.
I'm glad. I'm glad you said that because speaking of never see people, I like to say send my condolences to the people who lost their lives yesterday in the air crash of American Airlines. Went head up. Well, then go head up. A Black Hawk helicopter, a government helicopter, ran right into that airplane. I hate to say it, I might get canceled, man. It looked like it was intentional. It was crazy. It looked like they ran right into it. It was like, unless he was on his phone. That's the only way I see he hit another plane. And it brought me to tears immediately when I heard it. Because I'm like, damn. 60 people lost their lives.
For nothing.
Well,
sometimes because of negligence.
Yeah, but they said 60 plus 4 crew members. That's crazy. So I don't know how they missed that one, but yeah.
And that really touches home because I have a girlfriend who travels a lot. She's a singer, and she posted that because she had just gotten out of the air when the plane crashed. She was posting, her sincere condolences, and that's scary. It's scary for all of us because we all fly. We're going different places, in different things, and that's the last thing you're thinking about is crashing into another aircraft. So it's like and
they was just taking off.
So where's the air traffic controllers? But then if you're in a government thing, then you may.
And that's what happened right in D.C. Reagan Airport. So that's crazy. And my heart goes out to the families, and it's really sad. So anyway, let's get back to the topic. The topic of the day is: does the breadwinner equal power? Does being the breadwinner equal power? No, it should not.
It shouldn't. But
you do have people who so much gung ho about money, and they even married for money, whether it's male. Yeah.
It's
female with men.
And that's so stupid because you can marry somebody for money and then they might not have no money tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
it comes and goes.
Right. You marry it. Oh, I'm marrying him and he gonna have this, and then you start dogging people and mistreating people because now I have money. And then next thing you know, you gotta humble yourself and say, can I get a cup of water?
Yeah.
May I? So do you think that the breadwinner should have all, make all the decisions?
No. Because just because a person makes the most money don't mean they don't handle it.
And I don't mean that they're...
I mean that they can handle it. I'm sorry.
And I don't mean that they're, just superior in that realm of things. So,
and they might,
just like for a woman, she can handle all of the paying the bills and things like that, but he actually makes the money. It's a teamwork.
It's teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Because when I was growing up, my father brought my mother his whole check. And he just told her, "Give me whatever this here," and then she say, "Well, you could whatever," and then they had whatever, and then whatever he would get his hair cut or whatever he had his. Money in the drawer, whatever she put to the side for him, because my mother was better with money.
Exactly.
Because when my father met my mom, she already had a duplex. She had property. She had her own life. She had it going on. So when my dad married my mom, he was coming out of the military, and he went back to school. She was like, "You are very intelligent. Go back to school." So we went back to school and became an engineer. And he told her, "Once I get out of school, I don't want you to work." So she was blessed to be able to stay home with the kids because he was working. But like I said, when he got paid, that check went straight in her hand, and she handled all the finances, and she made it do what it do. So just because you make the money doesn't mean that you have financial literacy.
Yes, and just because you make it, you have to keep it. And maintain it. It's one thing to just get it, but you got to know what you're doing with it when you get it. So sometimes predominantly the women that's their role, to kind of pay the bills, and the man makes the money for it. Because guys, they don't like to read. They don't like to go through the whole paperwork and everything, getting everything together. They typically
nowadays, men or women don't like to read.
Yeah, they want to Google everything.
Shout out to Shan.
No, I'm listening. I'm gonna stick beside it. I'm gonna stick beside Google.
It's cool, but until it start lying to you, because remember they were saying that
no Wikipedia
people.
No, Wikipedia is almost down there more precise than a lot of others.
I could put something on Wikipedia tomorrow.
I know, but it's up to the person who's maintaining their Wikipedia to take it off. So a lot of times when they do, it's easier to do quick facts. So like if they just won an award, you know what I mean? Or they had a grandchild, you know what I mean? They can put it on there quicker than they can do an update, a bio or whatever.
I just feel like you need to cross-reference your sources because we got a lot of fake news and a lot of false information floating around here. Like every man I know was excited when they thought that about that child support. They're like, oh yeah, thank you. Lies.
No, it's not lies. They understand it.
Oh my God, that's the reading part.
Yeah,
that's the getting.
that's the reading and getting more
They
information.
understand that. They understand what it said, really.
All they saw was women, child support, men.
Right.
And that was it.
And we getting a break.
Yeah.
Finally.
Right. And
Yeah.
I also think that making money, like you say, is good, but you can work at, I've seen people that work at McDonald's have a better life than people who make six
Tell me
figures because
about
they
it.
are better with
Yeah.
their money. And it's not about how much money you make all the time. It's about what you do with the money you make. You make your life into whatever you want to make your life into. You know,
My friend, he only make like $4,000 in cash every month, right? That's roughly about $48,000, right? You would never know everything he has is paid for. He said, "I enjoy my life because after 4:30, I can go home and do whatever I want
At
to."
the end of the day,
At the end of the day, he said his light bill is like $62.
that's not bad.
So a lot of times when his electric bill is $62, and his light bill be like $125
Okay. And
during the winter months.
That's
you
what I'm
know
saying.
how-
That's for a house, so that's not bad.
he
at
know
all.
how to manage.
Yeah, he know how to manage. And he know how to make shit go. Like he unplug everything except for his refrigerator.
Essentially, because what we don't know is right now, all of that's pulling power right now. But who got time to keep unplugging and plugging?
No,
But
nope.
it makes a difference.
He when smart homes first started coming out,
He got into that technology.
he got into technology and all his shit. When he
It
comes,
just shuts off.
when he coming home.
Come back.
He come back on. When he coming home like during the winter time, he said, "Man, my heat get kicked. My heat get kicked on at like 3:30."
Like before he come home, so
Before
the
he
house will be warm.
I think that's
It's
smart.
a lot of things you can do too. Like me, I got an electric blanket.
Okay.
I ain't trying to be funny.
That's beautiful.
But I like to I'll take me a shower, turn my blanket on first, take me a shower, and then when I get under my covers, I'm just like so toasty. But then I don't sleep with it on all night because I get hot. So, but I like to, when I get under my sheets though, I'll be like, ooh, when I first get in bed.
Rubbing your ankles
But,
together.
yeah.
I'm not leaving.
I need one though.
Electric
So
blanket.
if anyone want to give me an electric blanket,
Yeah.
for my middle year birthday.
What size?
Not middle year, my 6 month.
Yeah, I think
I
the
sleep
king
with the
size ones are good because they have two plugs. You can have them so that way you can plug in one side if you don't want the one
Right.
side on, and then you roll over to the cool side.
I got a queen size bed. People like, man, you need it. I said, look, man, y'all crazy. What y'all don't know about king size beds, that they get lopsided real quick and dense real quick because your ass only wound up sleeping on one side
I
of the
know
bed.
when I have a king size bed, I sleep all over it.
Do you?
I be at the end, the middle. I be like, yes.
I have to get in my
I've always
spot.
had.
But you have a significant other, right?
I do, but even when I didn't have a significant other, I had a king size bed, and I'd be all over that mug. Cause see, I'm the type of person that I like books, so half of my bed I have books, and then I
Got
rotate.
you.
Cause like growing up, my mother always had a king size bed. So in my mind, when I became a grown woman, I was like, I gotta have a king
Yeah,
size
yeah.
bed.
King size beds, so when you roll over, like, damn, the TV don't even look right when I'm over. Yeah. I used to have a California king size bed, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, that's real big.
It was ridiculous, but it slept 6 comfortably. Listen, y'all.
That's crazy.
What's wrong with him?
That's a whole family.
I'm being honest with you. It was 5 of them and 1 of me. So it's a good thing.
Whatever. What is wrong?
No, for because who is selling this?
I have proof.
We don't care. We don't care.
Y'all kill me, but y'all
what
care.
So what do you think about the bad side of being the breadwinner?
I think the bad side about being a breadwinner or even being a leader, period, that when it's good, and when it's not, it's your fault.
Because everybody
get
loves a
that.
winner.
Well, no, it's just that when you lose, it's your fault.
I just feel like in that in that state, it's a lot of pressure because I feel like the breadwinner feels like they can't fall. They can't make a mistake. They don't have the wiggle room.
They can't.
They don't have nobody to fall back on.
That's
so
the key
at that
word.
point,
That's the key phrase. No wiggle room. You don't have wiggle room when you're a leader. You don't have no wiggle room unless you got if you got a great team. You can wiggle with a little bit.
I think that's why when we get into relationships, we really have to make sure we are getting a great teammate. You know, people want to just be like, oh, I love her or him because they're fine. Forget fine. Do you have a damn brain? Can you pay a bill? And then this is what I get with these men. And I'm going to just use that as an example because women probably do it too. But you see these men with these baddie women and they all got the hair, the nails or whatever, and they open up their mouth and they dumb as hell.
Yes.
And can't pay a bill, don't know how to do nothing. They just want a man to take care of them. Men, it is okay, and women, it's okay to take care of people, but get somebody who's going to take care of you back. You know what I'm saying? You need to be with somebody, if you got one arm, one leg, you know they're going to help you. If you get sick, you know that they're going to take care of you. If you know, it's a lot of different variables. You want to play this game, oh, she cute, she fine, and you spending all your money on her, but then as soon as something happens to you, or she can't recognize if you having a heart attack or a medical emergency because she's 12. Come on now.
Well, mentally.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, R. Kelly.
I ain't know R. Kelly.
C. Kelly.
No.
He's not
you talking about, and she 12.
When I say she's 12, I'm
You meant
saying
mentally.
I'm making reference to also men, you know, and it's nothing wrong if a man want a younger woman, but to me it's like, if you with a woman and she 23 and you 76, she's not with you because she love you.
Hell no. He ain't with her
because he love her either.
That even exchange.
And if you get that, it's something weird about her.
And the other thing about about being, you don't have a lot of time for yourself, do you? Because you are a breadwinner, you run a company, you got a lot of stuff going on. How much time do you really have for yourself?
I don't know though, because what if a breadwinner can pay for convenience? Like, what if they can pay for like those areas that they don't have?
You paying for them, but you still got to make sure you pay for them, so you still got to work in order to pay for them.
Yeah.
so I just trust me. I used to have a thing to where my haircut, my manicure, and massage Tuesdays. Period. Mm-hmm. Right, and people like, you think you're a baller? No, but I do get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Shan. The reason I had those three come to me, right, because I'm paying $25 for my hair, $40 for my manicure, $100 for my massage. So
That's doable.
So I'm at $165 a week. But if I left and go out and do that,
gas
and my traveling time, that I'm spending 5 hours in travel
for maintenance.
Yeah. A week.
And then for a guy, y'all don't really care. Y'all care, but y'all don't really care as much as we do.
No, and in a month though, I would spend 20 hours. I mean, one day went without me doing anything.
Yeah,
and you deserve that. And I think a lot of times that people take for granted the breadwinner or the person who is making the money, and they think that they're supposed to make the money, come home, take care of the kids. That sometimes I think is the scales are not balanced when it comes to men, and that's why a lot of men are so frustrated because they don't have anybody to help them. You know, sometimes as a woman, I want to be a woman. I want to have my career. I need you to help me take care of the kids and da 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 da. If I had it to do all over again, I would have stayed my ass at home, okay? Because I was a domestic engineer, and I had a real soft, nice life. I did, and at some point, I was, watching my child, and I was like, I just need to get out of here. But what I have learned now that I'm older, I should have just took a damn vacation, left that baby with my mama, and came back home and did what I did, okay? Because a lot of times women think that, okay, I'm taking care of the kids. He out in the streets battling, trying to get through the day. If he a hustler, he trying to make moves and do what he can to make it happen, to make sure his family is good, and you at home taking care of the kids. And then some women, they think when he come home, well, get the baby, I'm tired. Girl, get a babysitter. Because when my son got a certain age, I think he was about 2, I was staying at home, but I needed 1 day a week to do laundry because he would be trying to come down the basement stairs. And I was like, I don't want my baby to die because he had big hands and he'd be flipping out the playpen and I couldn't get anything done because I'd be so worried about let me make sure he's okay. But what I'm saying is women.
My house irritating.
I saw him and I was trying to play it off.
I was like, I realized
he went to the sunken place.
No, I said they don't think I'm asleep. I was like, oh,
you did it a couple times. So.
Shut your ass up. So let's think about a couple times you didn't do nothing. I was trying to be demurrable.
No, but I'm just saying. So we have to really uphold the breadwinners, whether they're male or female, and try to, I think, give our significant others that work-life balance. Try to balance it out and cater to them. You may not make as much money as them, or he may be the only one, or she may be the only one making the money, but your job, in my opinion, is to make the house comfortable.
Yeah.
To make life easier on them. Be something, do help.
Yeah.
Help me,
now, in
nigga.
regards to the woman being a breadwinner, do you feel like she does not respect her man?
Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't.
Okay.
And then again, you never know the situation. I knew of somebody who helped their wife get through college and everything. She became a lawyer, and then she started shitting on the ones she
turned on him.
She turned on him, and then what he did was she think I'm crazy. I'm gonna level up. So he tried to get more into the relationship. She like, no, I'm going out with Judge such and such today, and we're going to lunch. So he's like, you know what? I think you love your job more than you love our marriage. And then he said, you forgot that I paid for this. You know what I mean?
I helped you achieve your dream.
Yeah.
And I think that's horrible when you have somebody who's giving you support to help you get your dream and investing in you essentially so y'all can have a better life later on, and then you turn on them because you don't think that person is good enough when you you didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of when he met you. And then once you get your education and you think that you have a little status, then you shit on them, and that's horrible.
Crazy.
Well, boo boo.
Yeah, if y'all can't shit on us, it's okay. If you give us a call at 810-560-0658, let us know how you feel about today's topic. Today's topic is, does being the breadwinner equal power? I'm about to say, making my whole damn thing. Are you the powerful one?
Look at how he was about to start being articulate. He was like arguing, and
he had it there like, hold on, right.
Can we see another video?
Hold on, wait a minute. Mika says, hold on, love is love, right? Nope.
What's love got to do with it?
What's the 23-year-old woman make that 74-man-old happy? Well, that's the whole thing, and that's the other thing. She probably, but I get what she's saying. Sometimes a younger person into an older person's life make them more happier than they ever been, or make them feel young again.
Yep.
Because one thing I've learned about real life, everyone has been through a situation that may have not worked out the best for them, right? However, the best for them may be the complete complete super duper thing for someone else. Like, whatever I did not learn, like I learned how not to. When I was coming up, I used to be hard on these hoes. No, I'm just joking. I used to be kind of like, okay, well, whatever. You know what I mean? I used to be like, I used to think I was a player. All along I was getting played.
You do stutter a lot, though.
I mean, that's because I got older, and I take my speech class impediment after you. I watch your interviews. So
whatever.
But no, the truth is, when I was a player, let me slow down. When I was a player, I did so much wrong, right? And I never learned how to love a woman properly. And then after the age of 30, I realized I've been fucking up. So once I learned how to love a woman, learn how to love a black woman for being a black woman and not just being a woman. I used to look at women as objects a whole lot. And then when that shit was spit back on me, I was like, wait a minute.
I don't want to be looked at like this.
They treat me like an object.
Yeah.
Especially when I entered the swinger community, I realized I was a fucking poster child. I'm like,
Because they can just pick you up and drop you because
Yeah.
it's a community of y'all.
Yeah. And then they's like, hey Miles, we going to Chicago. We going to meet for more. And they got this chick said she could handle any type of dude. You know what I mean? I was like, shit, not me. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it played out because
Yeah.
I was a show pony.
So now you were a pawn
Yeah, I was a show
in
pony.
a chess game.
It gets
wasn't
old,
cool.
you know.
Yeah, it just get old because we all get used sometimes.
Yeah,
But when you start using yourself, it's terrible.
yeah.
And that was
Yeah,
one of
because
my
it's like at
situations.
what cost? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Like
Yeah.
they say, use me, but don't misuse me. That's what my dad used to say. Everybody is going to be used, but don't let people misuse you.
But I was young. You know what I mean? I made a lot of
didn't know.
mistakes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Melanie was like, "Not you used to be hard on these hoes."
So we're not going to skip past that.
Right. See, that's what I mean. Always bring up a nigga negative. No, I used to be, I was just doing that because Kevin from Girth says that and he gets a lot of flack. Anyway, but when it came down to women, I used to be like, shit, I either got bubble gum or dick. You know what I mean? And
So
I'm,
like,
and I'm fresh out of gum.
By you being a man,
You know what I mean?
That was your
thing.
little line.
But anyway, right? He just always just
I
has
was like,
to-
that was your line.
Yeah.
You pick up one to be exact.
right, and it worked. I can't believe it.
And it
but
did.
Question though, like,
That's it.
have you ever felt like you in a relation? Have you ever been in a situation where you did help a woman become,
Hell yeah.
you know,
Yes.
better herself, and then
Yes.
she looked down on you
Yes.
afterwards?
Yes. Yes, I did. And
Was that at the time that you were not taking women seriously?
it was at a time when I devoted my life to respecting women.
Okay,
They
so you
were
had
no-
changed at that time.
Almost definitely.
So that it hit a little harder.
Yeah, it hit harder, and it was like, God, why? It was just to show that never let your guard down. Show me, never let your guard down, and never just take people for their word.
And choose wisely.
Is that healthy though? Like to keep your guard up
Yes.
and not be
yeah,
receiving
the Bible
of
say
the
Bible
love?
say guard your heart.
Also.
So you have
But
to.
you have to be open enough to receive. though.
You do it in stages. People, you can't just give all of yourself to somebody
Right,
when you
yeah.
first meet them, you know, because you be like, because I had to learn that, you know, I be trying to be open and you be honest with people, but sometimes we give people too much information, and when we even expound or talk to them about our past hurts and things that we've been through,
They use them against
they
them.
use them against you, or they, you know, be like, oh, well, if she would took that off of him, then I could do this, and then she'll take this off of me, and then, you know, and it'd be like this little sadistic game, and it'd be like, don't do that, because
Shout out to Mika Cooper. She also sent us some stars.
Thank you.
I'm getting hip to the sending the stars shit. That was up.
Please, they're not gonna send no more.
I gotta get back on the paper. Like, hey baby, what's
right.
up with them stars? Oh,
Miles, we want people
No.
to continue to send more.
Can we see another video?
Shout
though?
out.
send more stars. I think Cam got to go pee. Let's go to
No,
the
I just
video.
want to see some more people and what their thoughts are on this whole situation.
Ever let no man tell you need to be doing this or to be doing that? Especially if you risk your life. You're smarter than that. That ain't the one you need to be with. That's a hint.
That's a fuck boy.
Get away from him.
Fast.
Cause a king wouldn't dare ask you to risk your life. He'll risk his before yours. That's what a king does. I risk mine.
Provider.
I'm a provider. I go out here every day and fight all the battles. I just need for you to be strong, just in case it get risky if I'm not there. Dig?
I'm digging.
See,
I like that young man.
DC, I thought he was like, I didn't know who he was until when he lost his girl. And he was
Yeah.
like, start really opening up. Because you just look at him like, oh, he just silly person on
Nigga.
stage.
No, say it what it is. We like,
He's just a silly little nigga.
Yeah.
But when he opens his mouth to speak,
Yes.
that boy is anointed.
Yes.
He is wise beyond his years, and he be telling the absolute unadulterated truth. And he
Yes.
be spitting bars, kicking knowledge, all of
Yes.
that. I have so much respect for him.
I gathered respect for him when I first heard him speak. And the first time I heard him speak was at his wife's funeral.
That's all
I think that's when everybody kind of saw him really
but
speak.
I think here's my prophecy in a sense. I think God shows you who a person is at his worst time. Now, at his worst time is when you take him for who he is or who she is. Because when he spoke at his wife's funeral, and though he wanted to, I don't see how most people could even do it, right? When I see him held his children with that like that, and his children like stood firm, though they was crying, you know what I mean? They wasn't all over the place jumping around. I said, that man has control over his household.
Try again, Shizba.
Yeah, Shizba, if you can. Oh, she coming in the link.
She said she tried to. Try again.
Try again, Shizba. So, shout out to Tino. But
Hey,
when you're looking at a man who just lost his wife and he able to speak over her while her casket lays below him, and he able to speak profoundly to touch other people and heal other people that's in the audience, and he the one that's suffering and hurting and going through it, that man shows so much courage, and I had so much respect for him. I was like, I couldn't have done it.
A lot of people don't know he's a PK kid.
Yeah.
And so when people be playing these games and be, oh, God ain't real, God is real. And when you are going through, that's like you said, when you show people who you really are and what is really inside of you. Because it wasn't nothing but the Lord holding that boy up and letting him be light in the darkness, letting him stand strong, like you were saying, to show other people this is what my God can do. Yeah. Regardless of what I go through, how it is, how I don't have time to fall apart. I got to be strong for those little people down there. And the thing I love too, he said he never wanted her to have the surgery. He told her, I love you just the way you are. You ain't got to do all that. That was her choice. And it was just sad because she didn't have to do that, because he loved her, but it's just the pressure sometimes of being in an industry and trying to live up to these unrealistic expectations. She was in the industry? Well, he was. Yeah. So, she was on the show at first with him, too. Really? So she was on Wild 'N Out, I believe, with him.
I didn't know that.
In the beginning, and then they got together, and then, they had a relationship. But she was in the industry, too, but he was just saying the pressure. But that was her pressure because he wasn't pressuring her. She wanted to be perfect for him.
Well, here's the thing, ladies. I'm going to give you a hint. If a man is with you, y'all met under genuine circumstances, you are already perfect for him. No matter what he look at, no matter what he said, what. Like I told my girl one day, I said, listen, I love you, but if Beyonce come through, I'm going to get that.
You stupid.
I'm gonna have
You're
to.
not even gonna look at Beyonce.
And then I said, you're right. And then she's like, okay, that's good. I understand. Then I said, also. And that just added two more.
I was having a whole respectful moment.
And I thought it was going somewhere, and I was about to give him credit, and then boom.
No, but the truth is, men is going to respect you for who you are. You're going to love you for who you are, going to adore you for who you are. The minute you start changing is when curiosity comes.
It gets shaky.
Yeah, she gets shaky. Women like, well, you looked at her. I might looked at her, but I'm with you. You looked at her ass too.
We both look. Right. I mean, because I ain't trying to be funny, because I don't have a funny bone in my body. But with some of these women in these BBL, sometimes you just be like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
say the thing,
like oh my God.
And sometimes they ain't a good with damn. Sometimes like, why you do
why you do that? Yeah. Why you look like an ant?
Welcome.
They look like an ant. They big, it's weird. But anyway, all right, whatever. If that's what you want to do, but
pretty lady, look at that pretty lady. Hey, Shizba.
Well, y'all are beautiful. Good morning, handsome and beautiful.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling me beautiful. Cam, she said you look handsome.
Handsome.
Please. Ain't nobody studying Miles. How are you doing?
Hey, Shizba, what's going on with you at?
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of because of course, in all honesty, this topic still kind of ties into where my thoughts are, because we're, indigenous beings, Native American first. And so we get to see how this whole system works and the new leadership. So I'm just thinking, can you imagine how many breadwinners right now what used to be breadwinners are really for a while there, or they are probably thinking, oh my goodness, you know, and I hope they've been good to their spouse or their family, their significant other as breadwinners, being up in the federal, having those federal positions and then being put on hold or whatever. So it brings me down to I think that's what has always humbled me, because as a single parent, of course, I was always the breadwinner. But even within myself, I become a little arrogant and I become a little, I guess, proudful. And I think, oh, I can do this, you know, I can do this on my own. I've got my independence. But when it comes down to it, God will always remind you, you know, you've got to be humble. And, you know, you've got to learn to break bread before you want to feel like a breadwinner. You should never feel like a breadwinner. You should always want to should always want to break bread, you know, with others.
Yeah, because like you said, God will humble you, and God will humble your ass
quickly.
At the moment you didn't expect. You be like, oh, I got this. I got this. Don't worry about it. Your boy got this. Sorry, your card has been declined.
We'll try this one. Look, we'll try this one. That one has been declined too.
Yeah.
We have to stay humble, really humble. Because me too, Shish Bob. I was a single.
It's Shish Bob.
I said Shish Bob.
You said Shish Bob.
I did not say Bob.
I don't know.
Miles is a comedian, but anyway, I was a single parent too. But it was hard to really date after, you know, my son got grown, because I was so used to doing everything on my own. And it's like
and it's scary, you know, because you know the chaos you can create for yourself, you know, as a breadwinner, and you know the challenges and the barriers you face, and then some of those issues that you put yourself into that create some of that chaos. So if you know you can do that for yourself, but you have the power of self to either control it or ignore, avoid it, or prevent it, but you still don't as a human being, because of course we're all not perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And then to willingly rely on another person, that's even scarier, if that makes sense.
It is.
So then when you're a single parent and a single person, you just really, it's like you're scared to share your investments, because you know yourself how your own investments have been.
Wow. You said a mouthful on that one, because there's a lot of people out here scared as hell about how much they really not thinking about those type of things. But Shizba, I want to ask you this question by you being where you at. You don't live on a reservation, do you?
I've got family who live on the reservation. I'm like an hour away from home.
Okay. So
that would be home for me.
Okay, that would be home for you. And you also a comedian, correct?
I try to be. I struggle with that, but yes. More satire, I think, against the government.
Okay. So when you look at, is it hard for you to find someone who could fit your niche or your lifestyle?
I'm going to say yes. It really does. It takes a lot. So I feel like it's a lot of satire. It's a lot of, what's the word? Sarcasm. That's my language, unfortunately. And that's only because I had to go to a school where I was in boarding school in a dormitory from the age of 14 through 16, because that's just how the reservation is. There was no high school where I lived. So for that reason, I had to, in a sense, relocate. I had to uproot, and I had to, from the age of 14 through 16, live in a boarding school so that I could get a high school education. So I would stay there Monday through Friday, and thankfully the weekends, you know, our parents would have to come and get us, and then we'd go home for the weekend, which is basically just 48 hours. So being that I was in a school where it was predominantly white, so I learned the language really quick of communication, which is sarcasm, politics, satire, all of that. So that's how I speak. So to find somebody who understands that and speaks that language is very difficult. Because if you're not raised within that particular culture, then you don't recognize it as a sense of humor. You can take that as an insult.
Right.
Offensive.
But
so
I think
it's difficult.
I think that's part of the open communication, because sometimes we just really have to take the time to get to know people instead of just assuming things, the surface level. Because when we first meet people, you get the surface level because you're trying to feel that person out and they're trying to feel you out, and you don't want to just, tell them everything about you. So I just think it's just taking the time to get to know you, because you seem like you're cool to me.
Oh, thank you. And I love the fact that you have said, in the knowledge of the biblical word, that you don't give your whole heart. You give it in stages. Had I had a big sister or a little sister or an aunt who had told me that, I feel like I probably would have had a better understanding. Whereas myself, from the age, that crucial age of becoming a young woman from 14 or 16, I was institutionalized, I was conditioned. So that innate ability to even think that way or even have that, to learn that, I missed that whole step. So when I came out of college, when I graduated from high school, went into college and found the person, I went straight to, I'm going to love hard. I'm going to be loyal. I didn't have that concept of you only give a part of you and you give it in stages. And that was a very cruel way for myself to have done to myself that I didn't know, to learn, but came out of it. I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah, that's dope.
We all live and we learn, one step at a time, because it's a journey. Trust me.
I just want to know.
Journey.
I just want to know, because I want to know, what's your weather like in New Mexico?
We are sitting at the 20 degrees. That's about the lowest we've been getting. We finally got some snow yesterday, a little bit of flurries, but that's about it. Our weather has been very, very strange this way. I mean, usually we get at least some snow, but we haven't really gotten none.
Just
Are
cold,
you still in the negative, the single digits? Yes.
So it's hotter in Michigan than it is there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, like I said, we're right at the Continental Divide, so the weather is forever changing because we got the Rocky Mountains on one end and then straight desert on the other end.
But I bet you it's beautiful, isn't it? To wake up and see on one side the mountains and on the other side to see the desert. I would just be like,
yeah.
And that's why I would love to go. I always say, if they had put even the simplest of dollar stores where I live, I would move home. But they don't have, you have to travel out an hour just to get to the nearest grocery store. Otherwise, all they have is a trading post, which is ironic because that's what you hear in cowboy and Indian movies of a trading store. But they actually have a trading post, and that's the only store on the reservation where you can get gas and a little bit of groceries, but nothing like fresh produce, really limited. So
really?
But if I could move home, I would do it in a heartbeat. If they had even a dollar store.
I'm not trying to sound ignorant, but they don't allow the people to grow their own vegetables or anything, or the land isn't
you can't. Yeah, I'd like to ask that because that's why my world is a little bit in what are we getting ready to do here for our leader? Because, in fact, I had to just tell my son, and I'm sorry, I kind of go off, but it tells you the significance of just that basic question you had just asked. I had told my son, I said, if your mother ends up in jail for a few days, I said, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. And the reason I say this is because on the reservation, reservations were created, of course, after the return of when they allowed the Native Americans to return back home after, whether it's for us, it's the long walk where we went from here to Fort Sumner, Navajos, and then were placed in military forts and held there in a camp. And then eventually, through politics and government, they said, you know what, we're going to let them return home. So we migrated all the way back to Arizona. And there, they made sure that they were thinking because the reservation is so desert, they're not going to survive. There's no way they can survive off the land. If they are going to survive off the land, there's very little resources. So it is a desert, but in order to create our own produce and you have to be able to have running water. And on the reservation, the government created reservations where it's just leased land by the government because they put us on reservations to maintain and manage us, so that accessibility to water, electricity is very hard to get. I mean, even to create a home for me to go home, I can't just build a home. I got to go through so much red tape. And it's more so than the general public. Like here in town where I bought a home, no issues. On the reservation, it's a whole nother situation because you're actually going through government tape. It's like the White House is sitting on top of your land. You got to go through all these doors to be able to even get a home. And when you do get a home, it's just a home site lease is all you're getting. And from that, you've got to get your water and your electric and do all of that. And most of the time, a lot of families are even hauling water. Literally, my brother literally is hauling water from his house to our ranch to maintain livestock, because you have to have livestock in order to have a home site lease. So there's this whole chaos on the reservation because they thought, they're not going to survive, but we're going to put them on a reservation so we can manage them. And we can create all these justifiable departments at the government level to be able to manage these Native Americans, or at the time Indians. And so that's when we went through the programs of Kill the Indian, Save a Man, so that they can fund these programs in order to do this. Now, my concern right now is because he wants to go after all the natural resources, and it just so happens my community, and in fact, I lived in the mountains during summertime because my grandparents we would migrate the sheep, our livestock, up to the mountains where all the fresh produce is, more produce during the summer for our livestock. And one of the second summer camps that we live in that we would migrate to from June to July, or July to early August before school would start, is right above a uranium mine. And our community had went through so many uranium mines. I mean, they were miners. They came home with uranium radiation back on them. So our community has been affected by cancer due to the radiation. And even to this day, that goes back to where if I wanted to go home and live on the home site, go home and get a home site lease, I would have to get the environmentalists to come in and determine the level of radiation on the land that I'm going to get a home site lease on for my community in particular. So if it is radiating of uranium, more than likely, I'm not going to want to create fresh produce on that land. However, we did back in the day because my mother had she managed a whole crop and corn, melons, all of that, not knowing that the water directly from the mountain was actually watering the plants of the produce we were producing.
You have given us...
Sorry, that was a little lengthy, but...
I appreciate you educating everyone.
I think people need to know, because a lot of people don't know. Everybody thinks it's because Native Americans is on reservations that they're happy. And for what you just said, it sounds like it's not just they're not happy at all.
No. And it's always ironic to me how outside third companies can build a business on the reservation, but I can't get a home life. Like we have McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. You have these trading posts. How do they get a land on reservation land? But I'm Native American, and it's more complicated for me to be able to get.
And it's your land.
I can't even get land. It's lease land. Exactly. Exactly.
That's crazy.
So that's why I'm very concerned when he is up and about, because I feel like he's going to come for the uranium again and open those up, because they never cleaned up the first ones. They have what's called tailings, which they remove some of the debris, but then they just place it, I don't know, like about maybe 60 miles away from where they dug it from, which is still on the reservation, but they haven't entirely cleaned it up. So
that's crazy. And I don't think we don't hear about that enough. You know what I mean?
Uh-uh.
So,
And uranium is used for nuclear, so that's the other connection. Why would he want to go for the uranium? Because that's what is used for nuclear.
Wow.
okay. Well,
Ooh, honey,
Yeah.
you have told us. Ooh,
so
a lot to think about.
And with this is why it's hard for even me to find someone to be able to communicate information like this on a day. Like these are what kind of thoughts that are in my head every day, and if for me to share a household with somebody would have to be somebody who understands, is accepting, and is willing to reciprocate that, at least that line of communication to talk about issues as such.
Overstood.
It's hard.
I can see why. And then, so when you meet someone in the area, are you 9 times out of 10 the breadwinner or not?
Not shockingly enough, because don't forget, we have oil fields around this area on the reservation again. So a lot of the oil field that goes, oil companies are the breadwinners. And most of the time, they're people from another state. So no.
It's amazing to me that you guys have so many resources that you can't tap into as a people, but everybody else can come and tap into everything and get rich off of the land. That is so crazy.
And this is where it gets even crazier. The Bureau of Land Management, who is through the government, is in cahoots with these oil companies. They're supposed to be managing land, but yet they manage to see how they can help these oil rigs get onto the reservation that meet policies and procedures for them to be able to do what they're going to do, but don't concern themselves with the actual occupants of the reservation,
because you all should be living very well. You all should be benefiting off of all the money that everybody else is making. That's not fair. It's like you guys should have generational wealth because they are on the reservation on your land, but yet it's I hate I can't stand this world.
Like I
said, so muddy.
It wasn't created at the time to support us. It was created assuming that we were going to eventually die out. That was the whole intent.
But God said no, and you are still here, and you are thriving. So how many people live on the reservation? Just
on the reservation, I would say there are probably a good. I mean, our reservation, Navajo Reservation, is huge. So we're probably talking about over probably different areas, about a total of 10,000 probably, all over the reservation that are living without, and most of them are actually living without running water, without electricity. And they're living off, yes, they are, which is crazy in this day and age.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. We see utility lines running across, water pipelines running across, oil field rigs going across. But then, as a case manager and so forth,
that's crazy.
Sorry.
It is. No, it's fine. I'm just glad that you're bringing awareness because we have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I had no idea in my mind when I think about a reservation. Like, I think more probably like Amish people, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, their own village and their own.
But what you're explaining is it's not fair. It's just not fair.
Yeah. No.
Everyone
and we do what we can, and we survive. And that's why I always appreciate my family who are on the reservation. I always call them, they are the true shepherds of these lands. And for that reason, I will advocate and I will protest and I will protect the shepherds of these lands because they are maintaining Mother Nature as intended and doing it the best way that they can with the limited resources they have.
So I definitely, I'm touched again because I used to be a super empath, but now I have to learn how to control my emotions. But maybe we should do something with you, Shizba, and maybe another one of your people there, and maybe we need to call it and get one of my Latino brothers and sisters to come in, and we might do the Red, Brown, and Black show.
Oh, I like that. To really I think that would be good.
And talk about the issues that we have. I think that would be really dope. You know what I mean?
Would be.
That
And I
would be.
think- and I'm not that politically involved as far as knowing the language on which people going through, what the Latinos is going through, and Black people is going through. But we go through a lot of shit. It's sad, but we go through a lot of shit.
All the brown people go through everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
so
Yep.
it-
The only
so
language, yep,
is it
you
Native
need to know
American?
is systemic and condition. That's all you need to know, and you know that
Systemic
the
and
government's
condition.
always involved.
Right.
That's
So
it.
my question is Native Americans taking on the word of red skinned or being red skinned or brown? Which one y'all take heed to?
Oh, brown skin. Red skin implies the scalping of the head, which is why the red skin is with the blood coming off of the scalp.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of Native Americans are against the red skin, because that's the true significant meaning of that.
But the crazy part
For
is
certain
when
cultures.
when I'm looking at you, you remind me of my Aunt Donnie.
She don't know who the hell Donnie is.
I'm just saying, looking at her, she reminds me of Aunt Donnie, her hair and everything. She reminds me of my aunt.
Girl, you remind my Aunt Betty. She like, who the hell is your Aunt Betty?
No, my aunt, she actually cut.
Not Aunt Debbie.
Yeah, my aunt actually cut all her hair off, and it grew back in like a year.
Aw.
And then her hair is long like yours. I'm like, what DNA you got? Because I need that.
Right? Yeah. This is the longest my hair has ever been, and I get tempted to cut it because I want to
Don't.
tell myself,
You're
no,
beautiful.
don't cut it. Don't
You
cut
look
it.
beautiful.
Don't cut it.
You look
Yeah.
beautiful,
Keep-
Shizla.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I appreciate this time. So yeah, being a breadwinner is hard. And I wish I could find somebody that would share the space with me too.
Well, maybe somebody will watch this show and they'll come and scoop you up and say, "I want a shit spot."
Aw. but they got to be willing to every now and again, like, hey, boo, we got to get up this morning and protest on the reservation.
Right.
I know that's
Come
right. So maybe she's about seriously. Maybe we need to really try to get the Black and Brown show going on, because I do want us to be more on the end of really fighting for people, because we got a voice,
Making a difference.
We have a voice. We have a platform. We need to use it. Thank you, Shizba, for joining us.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And please, Miles, do not feel your platform is. Sometimes I feel like you doubt your platform. Sometimes, like how powerful it is. It's powerful. That's the reason why I took stand-up comedy, because it's the least invasive form to be able to communicate with other people what's really going on. It's a way to come in passively, but come in with information that's aggressive.
Thank you. And with the help of you, we're gonna make it more powerful. Thank you, Shizba.
And reach more people.
Aw,
and
thank you.
Let them hear.
Yeah.
You need to be heard.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, then.
Go on
Thank
in.
you.
Have a
Thank you.
good
It was
day.
nice seeing
too.
you. Bye.
Shizba
Yes,
so
bye.
Shizba so dope. Bye bye, baby.
She is.
So dope. What she was saying still resonate to me with Black folks. We are still conditioned, and they still managing our lives every single day.
Exactly, they are, and the way that they're really managing us is through media, and that's what people fail to realize. Media is very powerful, because that's how they're managing us, through the television shows, through our music. That's why they have flipped the music to be the way it is in our community. You don't hear in any other race them talking about
At all.
people or B's and H's and
Not even that.
they half naked.
And
You
their booty hole is
you
brown.
don't see no country singer in
Pound Town.
No, you don't see that at all. You see their little girls walking around in little dresses, not weaves, and we that's a whole nother show. We just have to get back to the basics of letting children be children.
We need to do a show. Maybe we call it Weaves, Hoes, and Bros.
I can't. I just
Weaves,
can't.
Hoes and Bros.
I need to drink some more coffee.
I mean, because the seriousness of it is that we propel this cultural type of negative spins all the time.
Yeah.
We need to get out that shit. We need to talk about real shit. podcast. What is your podcast about? What is your podcast about? That's what we need to start asking people. If you're doing a podcast, what is it about? Oh, I just want to shoot the shit.
No, we need to change the culture. If this is a powerful tool, we need to change the culture. We need to talk about things that are relevant to the world that we live in. This is the time is now to start breaking down these barriers and bringing consciousness to different situations and circumstances to people around the world. This is not something just to sit here and, well, I want to be cute today, or we're going to just talk, or I want to be seen. We have to make a difference. And everybody wants to look at everybody else to make a difference. What you need to do is look in the mirror and figure out what you can do in your sphere of influence. So I just want to say I'm really excited to even have talked to her and to have heard her voice and heard the things that she's going through, because she is relevant. Her people are relevant. Her people are our people, because at the end of the day, we are related.
True.
God put us all down here together to love each other, to take care of each other. So I'm glad that she did come on, and I'm glad there will be some conversations and some things going on to make a difference so that she can be heard and other people like her can be heard. The people need to be heard all around the world.
All around the world.
Because at the end of the day, you the me inside of you. We the same.
Ooh, you the me inside of you. Praise God.
So we gotta do something about the social injustices of the world.
First, we need to get rid of all these fake ass churches, and that's the problem. When people start putting these churches on blast, that's the first thing they start doing. Nah, my pastor. Yes, your fucking pastor. Yes, y'all.
That's because people started putting their faith in man and taking their faith out of God.
Yeah. So, but that's the biggest problem. We had another video. Okay, let's go to the video. We'll be right back. Y'all watching the Route to Grind show.
Saw me on the video.
Me,
True.
Cam, Shan. We'll be right back.
Every family has that breadwinner, right? Right. Where all the blessings flow through that person.
Oh my God, I say the same thing.
No, seriously. Every family has that, right? So and that person has to also now know that responsibility that he have. They can't be like, man, he got to get his own. No, God put it through you because you are the beacon to prepare for everybody else. And that's just natural, right? So your job is to empower anyone closer to you to help you assist with what it is your role is. Then once it becomes bigger than the family, it becomes friends and people that you're attached to. Then it becomes the world.
Right.
So the more your responsibilities is recognized and you're actually following through, you just become a bigger beacon to more people.
What'd you say?
Let the church say amen.
Amen.
People, we have to understand that when God does bless us with resources, it's not for you.
Right.
It's for everybody around you. And that's what's wrong with the world today. If I become a millionaire, I don't want to help nobody. I just want to go get a house, a car, sit on Instagram, flex, and let everybody say, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's not about you. It's too many people out here that are hungry. It's too many people that you know that need help. Oh, you over there eating, you munching down real good. Mm-hmm. It's too many people that we need to help other than just ourselves. You can only have so many houses, so many cars. You can only have so many closets full of clothes. I think it is absolutely ludicrous. I was watching something on Instagram and the person had like a house inside the house just full of clothes, full of stuff. What the hell? You can't take it with you? It's so many homeless people that need clothes. You could be able to help other people.
But here's the thing with homeless people with clothes. Where they gonna watch that shit at? Listen, but I'm being honest with you, because I think we need to stop going for the homeless and get the homeless and put them in homes and work with homeless people to get them job trades. Work with the homeless people that's capable and willing enough to go to work.
Get them the mental help that they need, because what happened years ago, they closed Northville Psychiatric Hospital.
And that's just in Michigan you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when they did that, they put all the people on the street. These people had mental issues and problems, and they just were thrown out. I think the government needs to get back. You talking about make America great again and all this stuff. Get back to helping our people, helping these people that are on the streets, and helping these people in these cities make our cities strong again, get our fortitude back together. But I like what Akon said, because Akon really does a lot in his community in Africa. He does everything. Really does. He brings people electricity. He really is a person that took his resources, the millions of dollars that he made in entertainment, and he's over there building stuff and helping his people out. And I think that's powerful.
Who's Akon? Oh, no.
What?
Oh, that?
I'm out of the loop.
Oh. Anyway, so listen, I seen something very funny, right?
Mm-hmm. Go like this. You got something on your face.
That's Miss Williams. So here's the truth. Let's do this. You ready?
Yeah.
You gotta watch this because it's funny. I laughed my ass off so bad, and I want everyone to laugh, because this is a time when, after I seen the situation that happened with the airplanes crashing, I think the world needs to laugh. And this really made me laugh. Let's go to that video, Shani.
How to know if white cock or black cock is right for you. Let's talk about it. It's important to know that both will get the job done, but depending on your needs and what you need to fill, one is definitely better than the other. In my case, I will be choosing the black cock for the front. If you are working with a large gap or hole, you will see that this is going to work beautifully. Now for the back door, my preference is a white cock. As you can see here, the slit that I need to fill is much smaller. This is going to be perfect. Now I know some of you may be thinking it's a little excessive to have two different cocks to get the job done, but I am all about the max efficiency in the shortest amount of time. Work smarter, not harder. Or is it harder, not smarter? It's also important to have the right size tip for the hole that you need to fill. Even if your cock is well used and pretty beat up like this one, don't worry, it will still work. Now the black cock is fairly new to me, but I did decide to go with a larger tip due to the size of the hole that I am working with today. You're going to want to hold it firmly and apply light pressure to the tip. And then gently rub it into the crease or hole that you are wanting to fill. It can be a little nerve-wracking at first, but don't be afraid to really get in there. Go ahead and really work it into the area, as any excess mess can be cleaned up at a later time. Once you have filled the hole, you're going to want to take your finger and gently rub along everywhere you have put the cock.
I thought that was funny.
That is hilarious.
And she was serious as hell. She just explaining.
She was so serious.
Mm-hmm. But
I didn't even know they had black cock. Caulk.
It's cock.
Caulk.
Okay. Cock. She was taking that cock.
She was serious too. She was like, 'cause and the black cock will fill the bigger hole.
No,
this is ridiculous.
But if you going in the back door.
The back door.
Use the white cock.
Use the white cock, right. Lord help us all.
So y'all go give us a call. Give us a call at 810-560-0658. It's me and Cam and Shan. We rocking it too. The Rise of Grind Morning Show. Hey.
Yes.
Hey y'all.
What?
New shit coming.
Oh.
New shit.
New stuff.
Oh, you want to cuss? Anyway, Vagina Minor Laws, the International Institute, 111 East Kirby. And the date of that is? March 2nd. My man Sean P. Entertainment presents the Vagina Minor Logs. My homegirl Lake is in it. You did Vagina Minor Logs last year?
I did. No, I did it about 3 years ago. I did a Vagina Minor Logs. Yep.
Shout out to I'm doing the penis monologue soon.
I couldn't, man. I invited somebody to do when I did the Vagina Monologues, and
what vagina was you?
Actually, I did. I'm a political person, so I did a piece called Juarez, and what Juarez was actually no, I wasn't. I was
You was a fighting person?
No, I was one of the people. I was like lady number 3. Okay. I was one of the moderators.
Oh, so you went to vagina.
But the one I did was I talked about Juarez, and what that was is about the Mexican women who had been tortured in Mexico and been raped and things. I wanted to talk about something that was political with meaning other than just the wetness and all that type of stuff. I just wanted to talk about something that was a little bit more serious, because people need to, like, just talking to the young lady, we need to bring awareness to what's happening in the world, not just entertain.
But now what you was talking about with the political thing, they was doing vaginal, mutilation.
Yes, in Juarez.
Yeah, Juarez. Yeah, I remember
in
that.
Mexico.
I used to read on that.
So that's the piece that I decided to do.
And if
so
people ever get a chance to, they need to look up what nuns were about, right? So in the beginning, nuns was going through the whole cutting out the tongue and vaginal mutilation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, and everybody thought it was a thing why they was quiet. Shit. They had a tongue.
And that's why they kept them isolated, because they were torturing them.
Yes.
And doing things to them. And a lot of those convents, they found later a lot of babies were born, and a lot of dead babies were buried under the convent because some of the priests and stuff were having sex with the women, and they would have the babies, and that they would hide them by just burying them on the grounds. So it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on.
And so we got to really look at the history of things like that. And I would say this, and I will only say it once because we're about to get out of here.
Yeah.
We're going to leave you with a good word, but Cam, you got something you want to drop?
I just want to say that when you are dealing with a breadwinner, whether you are a male or a female, open communication is one of the main things to keep everything together in a relationship and with a breadwinner. Regularly check in with each other about feelings, financial goals, and household responsibilities. Clear communication helps avoid misunderstandings and ensures both partners are on the same page. And also shared responsibilities. Balance isn't just about money. Dividing tasks like chores, childcare, and emotional support can help both partners feel valued and reduce stress. Also, mutual respect. Acknowledge each other's contributions, whether they are financial, emotional, or practical. This helps maintain equality and appreciation in the relationship. And finally, support and encouragement. Encourage each other's personal and professional growth. Celebrate successes together and be supportive during the challenges. And that way we can be great breadwinners and great breadwinner supporters and have healthy, whole, loving relationships no matter who makes the most money.
That was the word from Cam today, y'all. Thank you, Cam, for bringing that word. When it comes down to it, we're going to run right through it. We're always going to get it done because that's what we do. Anyway, that was terrible rhyming from Miles Dixon. But I like to thank Shizbot for joining us today. And Shannon, we really need to, if you with it, we really need to get with a show and call it Black and Brown and go for the policies and start learning. So because a lot of things we just don't know, y'all, and it's not brought to us. We have people come here talking about they're running for this, running for that, but we don't even know what the fuck they're running for in most cases.
We have no idea. But you know what? We'll talk after the show, but I would love to be a part of that conversation because I think that's something that is very important. And I think that, we can bring in some different state representatives and different people that we all know. And, just get it popping because there's a lot of people who are in these positions that would be willing to come on here and talk about that. And this needs to be discussed so we can make a change. Change starts with us. So let's do the daggone thing here on Podcastic.
Well, I believe that's what need to be our way. So, y'all, we're about to get out of here. Shani, thank you so much on the ones and twos bringing us to y'all. You, damn it, you know what I mean.
Pretty in pink.
Pretty in pink. Yeah. Oh, I thought she was talking about me.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Okay, y'all. I'm about to eat. I'm trying to eat healthy. No, I'm eating healthy, drinking healthy. Look at this. There's some nice water. It is refreshing.
It is. Do you have a little mint leaf in there or just cucumber?
No, I need to go get the mint leaf. I need a mint leaf.
Yeah, the mint leaf will make it pop.
Make it pop. So we about to get out of here, y'all. See y'all later. Till next time.
Thank you for joining us here on the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Peace.
Bye.
If a man is at home all the time and he's the breadwinner, that's a bad sign. And the problem with being a father is you can never get it 100. If I give you time, we don't have money. If I get the money, you don't have me. I can't be there and earn a living at the same time. I'm limited. And I have an obligation to make sure your life is better than mine. The difficult thing about being a father is that everybody wants it now. The kid wants it now, The wife wants it now. The job wants it now. The opportunity is now, because in your early years are your earning years. All the things that you call normal are miracles. Your normal is your daddy's miracle. But the reason you don't see it is because it's normal.
Hey, hey. Rise and grind for your daily news. Rise and grind, grinding just for you. Rise and